Support for today's episode comes from Amazon, sharing stories and initiatives focused on protecting water resources and strengthening water resilience in communities around the world. Solar desalination panel extracts lithium from seawater. University of Rochester researchers have built a solar-powered desalination system that pulls lithium out of seawater as a byproduct of producing drinking water. For procurement teams watching battery supply chains, that is the part worth paying attention to. The research, published May 27th in the journal Light, Science and Applications, LSA, describes a laser-etched metal panel that desalinates ocean water using only sunlight, with no chemical additives and no liquid waste discharge. The system extracts nearly 100% of salts in solid form, rather than flushing them back to sea as concentrated brine. In a companion paper published in the Journal of Materials Chemistry A, the same team demonstrated that the panels can be modified to selectively pull lithium from that recovered salt, extracting approximately 50% of available lithium from Great Salt Lake water samples. The lithium extraction method works by embedding hydrogen titanate (HTO) nanoparticles into the panel's microgrooves. Those nanoparticles trap lithium ions selectively while other salts move to a separate collection zone. It is not a standalone lithium mining process. It runs alongside desalination, adding a recovery step to a system that is already producing fresh water from the same solar input. Land-based lithium mining constraints are pushing interest toward alternative sources. Context matters here. Land-based lithium mining is under sustained pressure on multiple fronts. Energy demand for hard rock lithium extraction is significant. Water consumption at major mining sites in South America's Lithium Triangle has drawn regulatory and community opposition, and quality ore deposits are becoming harder to find at scale. The International Energy Agency, IEA, reported in its 2024 Critical Minerals Outlook that lithium demand could increase by a factor of 6 by 2040 under accelerated clean energy transition scenarios, while supply concentration risk remains high. Chile and Australia account for the majority of global production. Seawater contains lithium at low concentrations, roughly 0.17 parts per million, ppm, but the volume available is effectively unlimited. The challenge has always been extraction efficiency and energy cost. What the University of Rochester system offers, still at proof-of-concept scale, is a solar-powered process that absorbs that energy cost through sunlight rather than grid electricity, and recovers lithium as part of an operation that has its own separate value driver in freshwater production. What procurement teams should know about the technology's current status? This is early-stage research, not a commercial process. The panels have been tested continuously for 7 days and validated across water samples from the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Oceans, which is meaningful for real-world application. But moving from a small-scale laboratory device to industrial throughput involves engineering challenges the paper does not yet address, including cost per unit of lithium recovered, panel manufacturing scale, and integration with existing desalination infrastructure. The research was funded by the National Science Foundation, NSF, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and the Worldwide Universities Network. Lead researcher Chunlei Guo, a professor of optics and physics at the University of Rochester's Institute of Optics, has described the technology as inherently scalable, though the path and timeline to commercial deployment remain open questions. For procurement and supply chain teams, it is a development worth tracking as part of a broader picture of alternative lithium sourcing routes, alongside direct lithium extraction (DLE) from geothermal brines and lithium recovery from battery recycling streams. Sustainability Soundbites Water Coverage is sponsored by Amazon. Visit the link in our show notes to learn more about Amazon's Spotlight on Water. For sponsorship opportunities with Environment and Energy Leader, please reach out to a member of our team.